Well, YouTube, very good morning to you. Welcome to the channel. Bit of an exciting day today. Going to test ride the fantastic NT1100, the Honda's brand new NT1100 Tourer, which is sort of based on the African Twin. So I'm going to test ride that today in consideration of a purchase. So be interested in what my thoughts are. If I decide to buy it, stick around and stay tuned. Well, I am looking forward to it. Anyway, let's go and get this test ride done, providing they let me out, of course. Because I tell you what, guys, it's a bit blowy today. Bit blowy. So the model I'm test riding today is the DCT version. So I've got to be open-minded. DCT is not someone I would have initially thought about or gone for. However, since it's on offer, I'm going to have a go at it. See if I can get used to it. Whether I would go for the DCT is a different story, but I've got to keep an open mind about that. You've all told me, the guys who have commented, keep an open mind, try the DCT. You might actually like it, so that is the plan. I'm going to keep an open mind about it. So, yeah, so I'm going to test ride this today. Plan is to pick it up, ride it home, make sure it goes in the garage alright, which it should do, because if this fits, then the NT is going to fit. But yeah, I've been absolutely looking forward to this. I've waited a while to for Honda to get the bike in. They've had issues, you know. I think it's all linked into COVID and Brexit. They just can't get the parts, you know. So anyway, of course, a long story short, today is the day. So according to the weather forecast, we've got blowing gales and heavy rain. So I'm just hoping it stays off long enough for me to enjoy the ride in it. So yeah, so I'll give you what my thoughts are on it, and can just point out from the start, it is not going to be a review. What you're going to see in the video is my thoughts on the bike, what I like, what I dislike about it, and whether or not I'm going to buy it. So I apologise if you're looking for a full review of the bike, but what you will get is my honest opinion, because I am actually looking to buy this bike, so it'll be my likes and dislikes and whether I make that decision to purchase. I hope this weather it behaves itself, I tell you. It's a bit blowy here today. Do you know what's ironic? I'm just riding up here thinking about it. When I test drove the when I test drove the FJR and the BMW, it was quite blowy that day and all, thinking about it. So is there an irony there? Is there some sort of, let's stop here, is there some sort of superstitious meaning to that? That there's, whenever I go and test ride a bike, it's a bad day in weather. Am I going to buy it? Have to wait and see, wouldn't you? Yeah, I'm looking forward to today. I say I'm definitely keeping an open mind over the DCT. But yeah, anyway, the BMW. It's booked in for its service, beginning of March, because it's going to need an MOT, because there's no way I'm going to get a bike before March. So it will need its MOT, and because it's 3-year-old now. She's done 17,000 miles. So I've had a few problems with the BM, sadly. I've lost a little bit of confidence with it, and it's a shame because it is an absolute lovely bike to ride. It really is a lovely bike to ride, you know. It's comfy. It's just, unfortunately, I lost a lot of confidence when I went to Romania because of all the issues I had, and I thought, no, they're going to be teething problems, and then I had other issues after that. And there's been a lot of issues with it and things not working like they should do, that type of thing. So safely to say, it's time to think about changing, which is a shame because I like the bike, but unfortunately it's the reliability side of it that gets every time, unfortunately. I had that Honda since 2011 to 2019, so 8 years, 9 years, no, 8 years, sorry, and never had a day's issue with the Honda. And it was 3-year-old when I bought it, so you know, Honda build quality Now, I've seen the reviews of the new Honda. One of the channels, a couple of the lads have asked me to look at the Chronicles of Mr. Fish. So if you're watching this, sir, thank you very much. Brilliant review, absolutely brilliant review. Certainly food for thought on some of the things you come up with, and he seems to like it. Now, my understanding is the NT comes with options. I can get if I decide not to go for the DCT, you can get an auto blipper and you can get like the quick shift technology on it. You know, without being silly, I'm not going to go for non-comfort seats, I'll go for the comfort seats. There's a few extra things. You get the top box, you get like a touring pack and whatever, so there's all different packs you can buy. So I'm going to have a look at that as well, so if I decide to buy it. Anyway, enough of me waffling on. You want to see the review, don't you? That's all you want. You think, oh God, wish you'd shut up and just get to the review. As I say, it's not going to be a review, it's what my thoughts are on the bike. So anyway, see you at Bill Smith's. Well folks, we're in Chester, not far from Smith's Honda now. So yeah, we're in the city of Chester. It's a lovely city if you ever get a chance to come here. It's a beautiful place, full of history, quite a few bars. Anyway, here we go. Well folks, we're here. DCT. I don't know about the DCT, he's just been talking me through it. We shall have a play. Well folks, look what I'm on the DCT NT1100. It's comfy, very very comfy. Right, I'm going to go back the same way as what I did before. Keep looking for the clutch. Oh, this feels very very strange. It's actually quite high folks. It's not as low down as the BM. Well folks, initial thoughts. Very nice. So folks, my initial thoughts. Well, what have we got here? We've got the NT1100, Honda's new Tourer. Very very comfy, very very comfy indeed. It really is comfy. Feels very light. Feels a little bit higher than the BM. Doesn't feel as heavy. Initial thoughts, comfort is amazing. I cannot get used to this gearbox. It is a little bit high. Now I'm 5'11", and I'm tiptoeing here, whereas normally I can get my feet flat on the BM. So my initial thoughts. So we've got an array of switches here. It's like a QWERTY keyboard. It's got all kinds of functions on here. The usual stuff. You've got your indicator down there. Now I've purposely put my thicker gloves on today. Purposely put them on to see what this flappy paddle thing feels like if I decide to use it. But overall, early impressions, it feels alright. Doesn't feel as big as the BM does. I'm going to go a little bit time to get used to this DCT box. I'm still not 100% right with it at the moment, but I'm sure it won't take me long to get used to that. I keep going for the clutch. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so it's got an array of switches and menus. God knows what they do. I'm not going to have the bike long enough to make decisions on that. But to tell you what, she's lovely. She leans well. Yeah, so yeah, I've got a load of switches down here which it looks like a looks like a keyboard. It's like a circuit board on an electric meter, isn't it? But no, it's sure that we'll get used to that. Dashboard is very very clear. It's got two little speedos. The screen seems okay. So I'm experimenting at the moment with this box, but it is very, I've got to say, it is very good at low speed. Very impressed. Right, this is drive. Let's see how this feels. So we're in 4th gear now. Now that's gone 5th gear at 30 mile an hour, which to me seems very, very low. It's all about economy. Now if I press and hold, put it into Sport 1, that's knocked it down into 4th gear. So what I'm finding so far is, because I'm not used to a DCT, around town it feels very jerky and very snappy. Now whether that's just because I've got the settings wrong, I don't know. You've got a sports setting, sports one, which he says most people tend to stay in. Drive, I've just gone around the roundabout and it was in 3rd and 4th gear in drive. That's no blooming good. That's ridiculous. Absolutely not. That's not for me, that bit. I'm going to try what the sports one's like, see how that reacts. I'll have an overtaking point in a minute just to see what that feels like. So anyway, let's go back to the switches. So yeah, we've got the switches here, you've got all the full beams, you've got the telephone, your function button there, got your flappy paddle thing down here. Now your indicators do seem to be a little bit tucked away in the corner, which is fine. On the right hand side we've got the cruise control, and then you've got the gearbox settings, which are, you know, fairly straightforward. You've got your stop start, you've got a function button up here, I don't know what that does. And then you've got this little sort of twisty thing here, which is a handbrake. So if you're parked on a hill, because it's a DCT and there's no gear, you just put this handbrake thing on and that'll stop the bike from moving. It just puts an extra little piston on one of the wheels. I keep going for the clutch. That's the only thing, I keep looking for the clutch and the gears down here. But we're now in sort of 6th gear at 55 mile an hour. We're doing 2,500 RPM, which is actually not bad. I think the gearbox I will get used to. So yeah, I've got room to put a sat nav if I decide not to use Google Maps there. It's got a beautiful big screen. So, early days. It's, what I can say is, I can stand up. That's amazing. I can get a full, like the African Twin, I can stand up. I'll put all the spec on the description because I haven't got a clue what the spec is, guys. I really don't know what the spec is. The mirrors are alright, actually. The mirrors are pretty good, to be fair. The dashboard's very, very clear. So, I've got mixed feelings at the moment about this. The actual riding position and the seat is absolutely amazing. Once you get used to the box, I think the DCT... I think I'll get used to the DCT, I'll be honest with you. I think I probably would get used to it. Right, well that's interesting. I can knock it down a gear just by pressing that button. That's interesting. And it can actually reach the flappy paddle. If I need to drop it down a gear and hold it in gear, I can change it. So, initial thoughts. Very, very comfortable. She handles lovely. Very, very light. The seat's lovely. You've got like a lip, so when you're accelerating, you're pressed into the seat, so the acceleration side's fine, and it is very, very smooth. What have we got? The NT1100 from Honda. This is the DCT version that I'm testing, which I'm a little bit concerned about at the moment. The panniers don't look too bad, actually. They're not a bad size, to be honest with you. This hasn't got the top box on. Looks nice in the back. I mean, she sounds absolutely lovely, don't get me wrong. Sounds lovely, rides nice. Rides very, very nice. That engine is okay, actually. I just can't get used to this blooming box at the moment. It's got the comfort seat on it, which is alright. It's a little bit higher than the standard seat, apparently. If I decide to buy it, then these pegs will be replaced with a touring set, so my wife can enjoy me a bit more. The screen's on full height, which is fine. I'm getting no buffeting. I mean, she looks lovely. She looks absolutely lovely. Don't get me wrong, she's quick off the mark, and she grips absolutely lovely. But she's lovely. She's absolutely lovely to ride. It's sit up and beg. I'm not getting that much wind. I probably at some point will get used to a DCT. It's starting to gel a little bit now, so let's let's just see how we get on over the next bit of time, and let's see how she performs with my wife on the back. How it feels two up. Does it feel easier with the clutch control? And I am starting to gel a little bit to the DCT. Right, that's actually quite good. That I can actually knock the gears up and down. So currently, folks, this is a test to see whether you can hear me. It's quite a windy day today now. I don't feel I'm getting battered with this screen up. It feels alright. We're doing just on 70 mile an hour. I don't feel uncomfortable. My legs feel fine. Feels quite comfortable. I think I could be alright in a run on this. These little wind deflectors are helping. Certainly helping with the wind. I am getting a little bit up my sleeve though, I must admit, but I can cure that problem. It's just a case of sorting the gloves out. Now I can actually change down gear, so I like that. That's easy to get at. So if I find I'm in the wrong gear, I can actually change down. It's very good at low speed, I've got to be honest with you. I'll be fair to you. It is actually very good at low speed. I've got to be honest with you. The DCT, guys, the DCT is growing on me. Dare I say it? Didn't like it at first. The DCT is starting to grow on me. Because I can change down in gears, that's brilliant. Actually, do you know what? I'm beginning to like this. It will change down on its own anyway. So for this first part, overall impression. The seating is amazing. Absolutely amazing. This comfort seat is unbelievable. It's comfy. It's the seating position is absolutely fine. The riding is okay. I'm starting to get used to this DCT box. And the beauty is I can knock it up a gear if I want to, or knock it down a gear. If I feel I don't want to keep it in third, so it's gone into fourth now anyway. This is a 40 mile an hour road, so anyway folks, I'm just going to nip home, see if it fit me garage, and then I'll have the wife on the back, see what she thinks of it. Anyway folks, she'll see. I'm just going to nip home, show the wife, and I shall catch you in a minute. Right folks, I've picked up the better half. I'm going to get punched for that. To see how this rides to... Oh dear. See how it rides two up. And the DC box is growing on me. I'll be honest with you. Really is starting to grow on me now. Starting to like it. I think it's a bit of a lazy man's gearbox, I'll be honest with you. But overall I like the bike. But it's how you like it, Vic, innit? And how you feel at the moment. Does it feel as comfy as the BM? Yeah. It does feel very stable though, even at low speed. A bit more stable than the BM does. But it's just the DCT box. I just don't know. I just haven't quite got used to it. And it's changing down smoothly. Keep looking for the bloody gears though. Forgot the road dips there. But I've taken to this quicker than when I took to the BM, and I think I'll get used to it. It is actually really stable at low speed, which is what, you know, I'm quite like actually. Right folks, my overall impression. I'm actually quite impressed. As you can see here, that's like a QWERTY keyboard. There's all kinds of buttons on there. But it's got two power supplies. The boxes are a bit smaller than my BM. We've just had a look at them. This demo hasn't got the top box on. But I suppose with touring I can always put a Lomo bag on the back. But other than that, it's actually not too bad. Quite impressed with it. The DCT has grown on me, dare I say it. Didn't like it at first. Now I quite like it. It's great for the DCT is fantastic for around town, and at low speed it's unbelievable. That's all I was concerned about. Very, very impressed actually. It's got this little flappy paddle thing, so you know, a quick press here can knock it down a gear. and then the ones who just click it back up to the top gear again. So I've got plenty of control there. So it's in Sport 1 at the moment, which they recommend is a normal everyday use one. If you're just going on motorways, leave it in drive and it'll just sit there all day. The screen's alright, surprisingly. Heated grips are alright. I mean, that feels quite smooth, doesn't it? It's a lazy man's ride, but it feels lovely. The gearbox, I've really got used to it now. I was a little bit worried about the gearbox, I'll be honest with you. I was a bit concerned about that, but got used to it. The mirrors are brilliant. Big screen so I can see what's going on. Got 2 power supplies. I can have a sat nav there. I want to put a separate sat nav in, or I could probably buy a bracket to put up there. Overall, I'm quite impressed. Shame it's raining, isn't it? So overall impressions, very, very comfy. I could probably sit here for quite a few hours on it. The DCT box, now I've got used to it, it's actually very, very easy to ride. It does half of it for you, and the fact that you can choose your gears, I must admit I do like that idea. Overall, very impressed. So I've had a couple of hours out in it now, about an hour and a half. Right, well folks, that's it. We're about to get back to Smith's Honda. I'm very impressed, very, very impressed with the Honda. Will I buy it? You'll have to wait and see. I don't know what to do, because I really like it. I was dead set against the DCT, completely dead set against it, and then all of a sudden, now I've ridden it, I quite like it. Well folks, this is the end of the test ride. I've got a difficult decision to make. I like the bike. I didn't want to go for DCT because I thought it's too much like a lazy man's bike. Part of me still thinks about the manual, but I quite like this DCT. Right folks, this is the end of the test drive. I shall keep you updated with what I make a decision on. Well folks, as you can see, I'm back on the BM. Yeah, I like the bike. Well, we both liked it. So it's the issue we've got. I've ordered one. To let you know, I've actually ordered a Honda NT1100. The problem now is apparently there's only 800 available this year, and people are ordering them left, right, and centre. So need to find out where mine's going to be on Monday, because it could potentially affect the Part X value on mine if I've got to wait more than sort of 6 months for it. So it's they're going to find out more tomorrow, but I've paid my deposit and I've ordered it, and I've decided, because I couldn't get used to it at first, but coming back it was absolutely amazing, I've gone for the DCT. Well folks, that's the test ride done. So I'll give a mention to the guys at Smith's Honda. They've looked after me today, let me have the bike for a couple of hours. So if you're ever in Chester, go down, have a chat with Smith's Honda. They'll sort you out with a test ride. So thanks for that, guys. They just need to sort me out my delivery date now. Only joking. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. See you next time. Ta-da.